All right, my Gemini friends, how are you today? Michael Eschenburg here, honest day, bringing you some honest astrology, looking into your monthly horoscope for August of 2020. I love the month of August, looking at the chart throughout the whole year. I really fell in love with the month of August. There's a lot going on. Every rose has its thorn, I will say. There's a lot of growth, there's a lot of beauty, a lot of potential, and there's also some challenges presented along the way. Specifically with Mars in Aries, conjunct Eris, okay, as well as Mars is going to square to Jupiter, square to Pluto, square to Saturn, okay? And this month is the first time it's going to happen out of the 3 times it will happen this year, okay? So, but it's all good. It's for a greater sense of growth and how we look and view ourselves and how we're perceived specifically. It's about the actions that we take place and how we're perceived to others. Okay, so these squares are quite beneficial to us. So the challenges that overcoming these challenges are very, very positive. All right, so let's just go in here and let me show you what's going on. So on the 3rd, we have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, okay, which is your 9th house. The moon will be here at 11 degrees, the sun here at 11 degrees. All right, so the sun here in Leo, of course, in your 3rd house. This is the sun, home in Leo. Okay, this is reminding you that you have the passion, the fire, the courage, the strength, the leadership qualities and characteristics. You are the boss of you. Not a single person that is alive. No one is the boss of you. You are the boss of you. Okay. Now, of course, we get into things like the client is the king and work relationships and stuff like that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're you. You're responsible for you. You open your eyes, you lift your weights, you put food in your mouth, you are your boss. All right. And it's saying, be the best boss I can be. And shining the light across the way into Aquarius, a full moon. It's going to happen right around noon as well on the 3rd. Okay, so this is your 9th house. This is about travel as well as philosophy, education, religion. So this is saying take a deeper look to yourself and looking at philosophies, looking at religions, looking at shared knowledge. Okay, that's this big one here for you. It's saying that I need to focus on what my community has created, not just my community here within an arm's reach, but the community as far as globally. What have people created? What can I seek out? What kind of information is going to help me along the way? Okay, we've still got the North Node in your 1st house. We've got Venus in your 1st house. Venus will be there until the 7th of the month when it enters the sign of Cancer. Okay, so Venus moving from your 1st house to your 2nd house is a very lovely place to be, a very lovely transit, as Venus technically rules the 2nd house of Taurus, so this is about money. So this is your 2nd house about finances, material possessions, and goods. Venus being the ruling planet of material possessions and goods and all those beautiful, fun things that we love in life. This is a very beautiful place for Venus to be for you. Okay, so she's going to be highlighting that which you love, that which you're focused on as far as money, material possessions go. Okay, so she'll be there the entire month. While Mercury jumps out of the sign of Cancer and enters the sign of Leo on the 4th, right, is going to conjunct with the sun later on the 17th. Okay, so Mercury is going to be moving through Leo, moving through your 3rd house. This is a fantastic place to be because this is about you being able to communicate who you are, you being able to communicate and express yourself freely, okay? My Gemini friends, there's always, 2 sides to every coin. And if I say this or if I say this, how do I choose to go about it? And this is, as Venus enters Cancer, okay, and this is the 2nd house, Mercury enters Leo, the 3rd house. There's still a bit of a balance in the relationships of what we're communicating and what we're feeling. There's still seemingly an intertwinedness, how we feel, how we're communicating with another and being specific. And we amp it up in the month of August to where it says, I am expressing myself completely and fully. And I'm not going to dim my light or be less. I'm not going to be small. I'm not willing to be small, okay, for you to be big. I'm going to just be, And that's what it is, right? And this is also saying at that same point, there's a sense of like empathetic, nurturing communication that's going to take place. As Venus does enter into the sign of Cancer, again, this is something that's supposed to be a lovey, more caring connection to oneself. Okay? So you're going to be talking about, you're freely expressing that which you love. Okay? So it's really beautiful how these two are still playing, with each other this year. Now Mercury enters Leo on the 4th. And in 15 days later, on the 19th, it's going to get into Virgo. Okay? So we're coming from your 3rd house about communication and information, seeking knowledge, into your 4th house of home and family, where you're resting your head at night, right? The home front. But before we get there, we're going to have this new moon conjunction, a new moon Mercury conjunction, and that's going to be on the 18th. So the new moon is going to be 22 degrees, I think, and then Mercury is going to be 2 degrees later at 24, or is it 26 and 28, something like that. Either way, it's just a 2 degrees off. Mercury conjunct the sun conjunct the moon, this new beginning, seeking new information, okay? And this is fully being yourself. This is like, I'm fully ready to explore. I'm ready, I've prepared, I've got my safari get up on, and I'm ready to go explore and figure out what's out there that I need to find, okay? And since the North Node is in your house right now, that's exactly what this is suggesting, furthering this feeling. So this is taking the action, where this is like hinting at the idea. All right. Now, where do we leave off here? On the 10th, okay, we're going to have a grand fire trine between Mars, the Sun, and the South Node. Okay, so Mars in your 11th house, there's a lot of action as far as community goes for you. How are you showing up to your community? Are you showing up? Are you hiding out? Are you showing your face? Are you doing the work that you need to do to make yourself a part of the community and to make the community a part of your life? Okay? So Mars here is going to square Jupiter. This is going to happen on the 4th. So we're kind of jumping around timelines here. So Mars squares Jupiter on the 4th. Mars is going to square Pluto on the 13th. Mars is going to square Saturn on the 24th. Okay? And this is all relationship between your 11th house and your 8th house. So this is shared resources, what's mine, what's yours. This is about abundance, abundantly living, abundance. This is what's mine, this is what's yours. There's more, there's growth to this. Okay? So Mars squaring this is saying, I need to make sure that I am putting action into the community. This community that is here and giving to me. Okay, very, very, very important. This community is here. It has something to offer for me, and I can be more within the community or within this environment, or maybe it's something going on home front here, as the Sun and Mercury are both going to enter your 4th house. All right. Mars is, Pluto's the higher octave of Mars. This is about action. This is about actively seeking transformation. Okay, so these are 2 planets of action right here, right? So this is the fire turn to the soot, turn to the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Okay, that's an action. And Mars is 1 foot in front of the other. Mars starts the fire. Okay, this is the outcome of the fire, right? So 1 is about making sure you're showing up because the community is here for you. This is about saying actively transforming, how do I want to say this? Actively being there for the community that is there for me. That's what all this is saying, is this community is there for you. I'm offering you jobs. I'm offering you money. I'm offering you a place to stay. I'm offering you something, okay? I'm offering. And we have to make sure that we're taking the actions here, that these individuals understand that it's reciprocated, that this receiving this here on this end doesn't come without merit, doesn't come without me doing something for it. No such thing as a free beer, they say. You got to do something for it. So you've received on one end, as far as your shared resources go, and this is saying community's got to make sure you are taking action. And further, we have this thing going on here with Saturn. This is on the 24th. You know, Mars loves Capricorn. Mars loves Capricorn. You know, I look at this as like Saturn is the Saturn would be, I don't know, a high-ranking officer, okay? Captain, cardinal, whatever. All right, and Mars is subordinate. And it says, cadet, I need you to go do this. Mars says, yes, sir. Okay, let's go. You know, not all of life is like that, and especially dealing with friends, community. It's not always just, hey, how high can I jump for you, right? Where Mars wants to be in action, in clear-cut directive action. So it's saying, hey, take this from point A and put it to point B. Yeah, that's clear-cut and dry, and there's an incentive here. I'm doing this for money, or I'm doing this for reward, or I'm doing this to help you out, which is something you've helped me out in the past. Okay, that's really extremely important. You're not doing these for no reason. Okay, there is some sort of shared goods here between you and other parties that are happening this month that makes you take action within your community very seriously. Okay, so Saturn and Mars have a beautiful relationship together, as Saturn needs things to get done and Mars wants things to get done. Okay, so this is an easy relationship, although it's a square, by saying, yes, I'm going to take action to do this, as well as this is about discipline, right? I talk about this all the time on the dailies. It's how we govern and how we discipline ourselves. And again, adding that to the community. Now, there's another little player in this. This is called Eris. I've only talked about Eris maybe once or twice. I did put out an Eris video here about this goddess of discord. In mythology, Eris, the goddess of discord, brings an apple to the 7 muses, and this is to the most beautiful one. All right? The most beautiful one. Well, now there's seven beautiful muses here. Who's the most beautiful one? And now they start bickering and fighting with one another, which is not a beautiful thing at all. So how do we respond and react to information? We usually respond really positively if something's very positive to us, right? And can we respond positively to a negative situation? Can we respond positively to a situation that doesn't favor us as much as we'd want it to? Okay. This energy is not just for August. This energy is for the rest of the year, the rest of 2020. We're going to constantly be in our face with wanting to change how we respond. This is part of Chiron's job up there as well, is how do you respond to somebody poking your buttons and pushing your buttons. It came out either way. How do you respond to somebody poking you? How do you respond to somebody pushing your buttons? How do you respond to that? You know, can we respond with compassion? There was a lot of Cancer energy here this year. In the springtime, a lot of Cancer energy was reminding us, no matter what happens in our lives, to be compassionate, empathetic individuals that care about other people. And sometimes when the bull sees red, that care and compassion goes out the window. But sometimes the bull sees red, but it's not, it's not being provoked. Okay? So this is just information being presented to us. And how do we choose to deal with that information? It's interesting, okay? So it's up to us. There's not a right, there's not a wrong. This is a growing pains in life right now that we're being tested with, if you will. And this is tests because this is karmic relationships, because Saturn is going to square Eris as well as Pluto is square to Eris right now, and Jupiter is going to square Eris as well. Okay, so this relationship that's going on, this is something that the universe is constantly trying to hammer into us, just because this is how people respond, or this is what it is, or this is a worldly thing that's acceptable right now. That doesn't make it necessarily so for you. And if you are the only one in life that chooses to respond positively in a negative situation, then you are the leader here with this sun in Leo that's going to teach the rest of us to do the same. And it's a huge responsibility, but it's your role. Okay, so we're constantly going to be bombarded with that throughout the rest of August and throughout the rest of this year, how we're responding to situations that are not the most ideal, that favor or benefit us the way that we want them to. can we still respond positively, empathetically, and caring? All right, looking over my sheet here, I think that's pretty much the month in a nutshell. Okay, so for you, the main things that are going on, obviously you got Venus moving into your second house, which is good for finances. Okay, you got Mercury moving into your third house, which is great for information. Okay, so the information that's been closed off is now going to be a little bit more free flowing. Okay, and you're going to be more charged up and fired up to be able to communicate and express freely your true sense of self. Okay, then Mercury is going to enter the sign of Virgo, slow things down a little bit, and we're going to become very precise and focused in our communication and what we're doing for others, as well as this is about home and family. So maybe this is getting, in a relationship. There could be, proposals. There could be, something going on with marriage. It's Mercury in the fourth house. Either way, we're communicating about our love to our loved ones and to our environment, that of which we love as well. And with Venus being in the second house, Mercury moving into the fourth house, this is like I could see myself spending time and money on the home front to make this kingdom, this beautiful place that I just am in love with every single day of my life. Yeah. And then furthering the relationship between your 11th and 8th house that's going on right now, these squares, is important. Again, understanding that the community is there for you, that other people are there and showed up for you, and that this is a sense of a way of showing back up for them and saying, yes, I'm willing to put in this work, I'm willing to put in this effort. Or it could be vice versa. Maybe you're doing all the work and nobody is showing up for you. This is staying consistent, okay, because that's who you are. You're a consistent player and doing your thing, and then it being the reward coming back, or the reciprocation, the acknowledgement. Okay, yes, I've seen you do all of this, and because of that, because of all the hard work you've put into the community, now these resources will open up to you. Okay, so it can be either way, could be both ways. Let me know how it goes. Have a beautiful month of August. It's a doozy. Love you, my friends. We'll see you tomorrow for the daily horoscopes. All right, cheers.